and where in which jurisdiction they're working in, violated custodial law. Therefore, could be looking at a custodial sentence on top.
Well, it all depends too on what they're publishing too. Like what?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah.
Like if their research is specifically to like exposing security flaws and things of that nature, then maybe that is okay. I don't know, but I don't. That would probably be something that their customers would most likely be upset about. You know what I mean? Like if you're going to go and publish something about security flaws and people know that freaking your corporation is the one that hired these people. You know what I mean? They're just telling the general public exactly what your security flaws were. And how which direction to go when it comes to hacking their stuff. So and I don't know. That's just me though. That's my way of looking at it. I think that they would probably be really frustrated about that actually taking place. Now, one thing they did do too, I forgot to mention, is in 2011 they analyzed and reported on government surveillance software, which that would have probably been before Snowden, wasn't it?
Sorry, government.
Yeah, that would have been before.
Yeah. You said government. Last time I checked, this world wasn't run by one world order.
Yeah, it is actually. Haven't you heard? I mean, how many crazy shows have you been on?
Which government? Which government? There isn't the government. There's no such thing as the government. Which government?
Most likely they're talking about the U.S.
Yeah, that makes sense. The government. Yeah, I'm not going to comment on that one.
Okay, so you do understand that the United States is the only country that's important, right?
That's what I mean.
Like, seriously?
Your penis is bigger than everybody else's, aren't they?
No, just bigger than the Chinese. Everybody knows that our penis is bigger than the Chinese.
I don't know. I haven't checked the data.
Yeah. I'm surprised you said that. But anyhow, the one thing too, though, that
to answer your question, it would be before Snowden.
But it was before Snowden, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Now I'm not too sure on what government that was. Later on, I can probably pull that up, but I could probably do it right now. Just find out what government the CCC exposed in 2011. In 2000, oh wow, it was a number of government actions and disclosures that came to light, including the exposure of Guatemala Bay files leaks, the revelation of the FBI surveillance of peace activist groups, and the U.S. military development of software for social media manipulation. Additionally, the year saw the 2011 TRICARE data breach and the 2011 U.S. debt ceiling crisis. Wow, that was a big deal. In April 2011, WikiLeaks and other organizations released 779 declassified documentations on Guantanamo Bay detainees, exposing cases of innocent citizens held without trial, and detainees as young as 14 years old. FBI surveillance of peaceful groups. The ACLU of Southern California reported that the FBI had extensive surveillance and documented the activities of peaceful activist groups, including their participation in the immigration reform movement and in fundraising for earthquake relief, and had documented their public statements advocating nonviolence. Then the military social media manipulation software, The Guardian, revealed that the U.S. military was developing software to secretly manipulate social media sites by using fake online personas to spread pro-American propaganda. Then in 2011, TRICARE data breach. A security breach at TRICARE exposed the data of 4.9 million military, hospital, and clinical patients. And then 2011 U.S. debt ceiling crisis. The year saw, that's where the debt ceiling went up. The year saw a political crisis centered on rising the debt ceiling, leading to the passage of the Budget Control Act of 2011. Now, that was it. That was what went on there. That's what I pulled up. So now it was supposed to be in 2011. The government surveillance software. So that would have been the FBI whenever they were surveying.
FBI or NSA?
It says the FBI surveillance of peaceful groups. The ACLU of Southern California reported that the FBI had extensively surveilled and documented the activities of peaceful activist groups.
According to the College of...
According to ACLU. No, that would be ACLU. That would be an activist group, wouldn't it?
I see. Oh, yeah, isn't the University of Los Angeles? Who's knows? No. I don't know.
Yeah, ACLU meaning, the American Civil Liberties Union. So, yeah.
Okay.
So, they got caught by the people they were snooping on, basically. So, it's interesting. Okay, so also let me point out too, there is a difference between the CCC, which is the Chaos Club, and then the other group. I forgot what it was. I remember the last time we did this. It ended up freaking getting all weird and shit because I had to remember it, and that's the bad part. I wish freaking I was able to save that one. That was a really good episode, but it was both of these episodes put together. That was the only down part to it. We would have had a 6-hour long video on it.
Yeah, so far, we've already spent 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 hours on this.
Now,
yeah.
Whenever I was talking to you too about CompuServe and everything, that was one thing that I did want to get into. I know we talked about it a little bit when it came to the last time about CompuServe. And for me, I mentioned it the other day when we were talking about the World Wide Web and how everything has become all about the URLs. and it's all about metadata and freaking everything being digital. You know what I mean? But from when we had that conversation with Dave Kelso, and he started talking about old technology and stuff like that, that got me to thinking when it came to in the beginning, when we were still using the internet on analog systems, you know what I mean, where you took the phone and you stuck it on the receiver, and that's how you ended up getting your internet. I, I think the thing that really annoys me the most is like when you take a look at that and then you look at today and how everybody's freaking being spied on and snooped on. And they're trying to find all your information and stuff, and how they're doing it through your URLs and your freaking metadata and things of that nature. Why is it that freaking we decided to back out of doing it the old-fashioned way instead of improving it and making it better in that fashion so that people aren't able to spy on us and pull our data, you know what I mean?
Well, that's up to the user, isn't it? It's the user that agree to these agreements. It's the user that will click the little I agree tick box on any new social media platform. This is more down to the responsibility of the user.
Well, I mean, it's really not, you know what I'm saying? Like in today's world, when it comes to getting...
So what? The user doesn't have any agency of their own. They are physically forced to click on that tick box without reading the terms of service or not understanding the terms of service.
It's not even
agreement.
Do you have a URL? Do you have a URL on your freaking computer right in front of you right now?
On
the browser that you're looking at.
Windows open, one looking at the Elements or Elements chat rooms. Obviously, that's got a URL attached to it, and another one is related to a Google search.
So, when I've got a URL freaking on my freaking browser right here, I just because it's somebody else's or some other platform and everything, that doesn't mean that I don't have a URL. Okay, everything has a URL. There's no terms of services. This is something. This is something that freaking just automatically comes, and that's how they track you, is through URLs most of the time, if they want to find out where your location and stuff is.
I think you are overly simplifying to such an extent that it doesn't even make sense.
You know what a URL stands for? Universal Resource Locator. It's also called a web address.
Yeah. Or hyperlink or href, or what most people lazily call links these days.
Mm-hmm. Now, I mean, why would they call it a resource locator though?
Because it's a locator of a resource.
Which would be you and me. You're a resource. I'm a resource.
A web-based resource. A web page.
Mm-hmm. Exactly, and they can track that. They can track that according to your URL because that's what they were created for.
Each individual person doesn't have their own unique URL.
Every platform that you freaking go on to create a freaking account and
yes.
you got